Hey, my friends. Just wanted to get on this morning before I get my day going and tell you that I hope you have an amazing day and I hope you have an amazing week. It's Wednesday, it's hump day, you're halfway through the week. Let's make it a great finish of the week, all right? Now, I just wanted to get on here today and talk to you a little bit about myself and let you know who I am. And as you can see, I have an American Heart Association shirt on this morning because I'm going to be teaching class here in just a little bit. My name is Michael Merritt. I have been a paramedic for 30 years. I am also a life coach, a motivational speaker. I've got a podcast called Born to Succeed, and I'm co-author of a couple books. But I love to travel, and I've gotten to do that recently. Now, taking you back, and I'll tell my story in a second so you guys can have a little bit of insight about me. But I love to travel, and I've just recently gotten to do that in the last couple of years. And this year, I was so fortunate in July to go on a cruise. I went on my first cruise ever. I did cruise with Carnival. I know there's a lot of different cruise lines out there. I cruised with Carnival. My father-in-law had actually won a cruise last year with Carnival, and so that's why we decided to cruise with him this year. But long story short, I went on my first cruise. I'm 51 years old, and I will tell you, it was the best time of my entire life. We cruised the Carnival. I was on the Carnival Dream, if anybody's cruised the Carnival Dream. We absolutely loved the ship. We absolutely had so much fun and made it a priority just to turn around and book another trip. And so we are actually going on another cruise, 6 day cruise this time. We went on an 8 day cruise in July. We're going on a 6 day cruise in December. We're doing a Christmas cruise. And we're going to be going to Costa Maya, Belize, and Cozumel. And I can't wait. And I'm so excited. And that's what spurred me to start this channel. And I kind of morphed my motivational channel, Born to Succeed, over to this, Born to Cruise. Because you know what? It's like my passion in the last couple of years to just travel and travel and travel and travel more. I didn't get my passport until 2020. And that's kind of terrible because I got it in February of 2020, and obviously then the world shut down, right? But I want to travel more, and I love to cruise, and I love the cruising world, and I love all about it. And so that's why I'm born to cruise. I was born to cruise. And so I'm going to share informations and tips. And the reason for the channel is to do what? Give people information and help them with either future trips, tips, views, information about locations and ports, information about just cruise news, and really views from other people out there about the different ships, different cruise lines. What do they say about all that good stuff, and then kind of what's going on. So that's kind of what I started this channel, and it is called Born to Cruise. Now let me tell you about myself. I've been a paramedic for 30 years. Let me take you back in the day. As a young man, I grew up in Richardson, Texas, if anybody knows where that's at. At the ripe old age of 21, I moved up to Sherman, Texas, where I became a firefighter. And I was a paid firefighter. You can see this stuff on the wall behind me here. I was a paid firefighter for 10 and a half years. Unfortunately, at the ripe old age of 32, I had my first back surgery, and that kind of forced me out of the fire department. About that time, I was going through a lot of different things in my life, just like a lot of people out there. Kind of had numerous things happen to me in life where I got a divorce, and I left the fire department, and my father died, and just had a lot of things happen, and life kind of spun out of control. And so for just a second, I actually left this business, went to motorcycle mechanic school, became a motorcycle mechanic, worked on Harleys, worked here in Dallas for a company called Strokers Dallas, and built custom choppers and did a bunch of stuff. But pretty quick realized, man, I got to get back to the medical business, and that's what I did. And a few years later, became a life coach and started adding on. And I've always taught throughout all those years, right? But because I grew up not making a lot of money, having kids, I had my son when I was 21 years old. So I was very young when I had my son. I got hired at the fire department in 1994. My starting salary was $18,000. So all throughout my life was built more around making sure that my son had vacations, and I would have my dad and my sisters, and I would take all these people with me. And so for me, when people would always say, you know, have you traveled? Have you been here? Have you been out of the country? Have you been to Mexico? No, 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 no. And all the way up to 2020, Mike, you don't have a passport? I mean, Mike, you're like 47 years old. You don't have a passport? No, I never been out of the country. I never had the money to go out of the country. Everything that I did travel-wise pretty much was when I was young, other than taking my kids and family to Disney World, things like that. But we mostly just stayed here in Texas, anywhere that we can drive, because we just didn't have money. Being a firefighter, being a paramedic, I didn't make a lot of money, and so we just did what we had to do. But in the last few years, I've been very blessed to have paid a lot of debt off in my life, and almost become debt free, because I paid off all my credit cards and all that stuff back in the day. And my wife and I are very blessed that we save money and we don't spend a lot, and we're very frugal with the things that we do spend. And so we have an account where we're able to put over and save for vacations. And so we have been going on some vacations in the last couple of years. And we've been able to go to California and Santa Monica and go into places like Pompano Beach. And it just makes me say, man, I love the ocean and the water so much. But take it a step further with the cruise this year, man, I'm telling you, it just blew the roof right off. So in the last couple of years, I've wanted to travel more and more. And so that's what I've said to my wife. I was like, I just want to travel. I want to travel at least a couple times a year if we can afford it, obviously, right? Everything's based around that budget where you have to be smart, right? I mean, you have to be specific and you have to be smart about it. But if you can travel, I tell you, do it. You got to do it. It resets the neurotransmitters in my brain, in my body. When people say, man, I came back from vacation, I felt refreshed, recharged, and ready to go. You know why? Because you were. You reset the neurotransmitters. You reset the little things in your body, the receptors that say, man, I'm worn out, I'm stressed with traffic and work and the day-to-day and the grind and I need a recharge. Yes, go on vacation, my friend. Go on vacation. So that's why I'm on here, all about travel. That's what I'm about. Man, this page is about cruising, but it's also going to be about travel, because I really have the bug to travel. I want others to travel, and I want to help others travel more, which is why just recently I have become a travel agent. So add that to the list of my things. People say all the time, Mike, you are so ADD. I know it. But you know what? I am all about helping others. Because as a Zig Ziglar life coach, if anybody knows who that is, I'm also a Tony Robbins life coach. But what we always say is, remember, you can have everything you want in life if you just help enough others get what they want and need. And so when people tell me, Mike, I don't know if I can go on vacation, I don't see how you're going on vacation, it's because I cut money out in other areas. I don't drink Starbucks coffee, because back in the day I did. At the end of the year, one year when I was doing my budget and go, where could I cut things out? I figured out that I spent over $2,000 in 1 year on Starbucks coffee. And that's ridiculous, right? I love me some Starbucks, but I can make my coffee at the house. You know what I mean? So $2,000 there. I started going, where about this? What about that? And pretty quickly, you cut the cord here on cable. Cut this. And next thing I know, my wife and I had cut out $5,000-$6,000 worth of expenses just like that. And we were like, wow, at $5,000 or $6,000, that right there alone can get us a good way towards traveling, right? So that's what I'm saying when it comes to being smart, specific. That's what it's all about. But I will tell you, in life, we're going to have stresses day to day. There's no doubt about it. Every day when you get up, you're going to have stuff thrown at you, right? Whether it's the bills and the kids and the traffic and the spouses and work and whatever it may be. Just the everyday, day-to-day grind is going to get you. So I'm going to remind you this. Travel, travel, travel. And if you've never cruised, I highly suggest it. Again, that's why I created this page, because I want people to have tips and tricks and know things to take so that they can have a better trip. Why? Because that's what I did. I went on to YouTube and I found so many amazing sites like Life Well Cruised. That's an amazing site with Alana, amazing page, Life Well Cruised. There's another one called La Lido Loca, and his name is Tony. La, L-A, Lido, like Lido Deck, L-I-D-O, Loca. Amazing page. There's also another page called Cruise News that I follow. And I would follow those pages and look it up because I booked my trip 9 months ahead. And so what I did was look and research and say, what do I need on the trip? What is going to make this trip? What is going to make it better? What is going to make it survivable, easier? And that's what I did. Whether it's magnet hooks, whether it's the over-the-door organizers, there were so many things that I bought before we went on our cruise so that we could make the cruise even better. And it really was. And I came back saying, oh man, I wanted to let other people know about that as well. But also, I want to let them know about some stuff that I found out myself. But also things about the ship. And also things about the port. And things about this. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, we are going back on the Carnival Dream again in December. So you can look forward in the next 60 days to having some good video of the Dream. Because last time I got a little bit of footage, not really happy about what I got. So I got a new camera this time and a microphone as well, a little better microphone to hopefully buffer some noise. We're going to do some recording, not only of the ship, but of the ports. Because again, Costa Maya, Belize, and Cozumel are beautiful locations. In Cozumel, we're actually going to be staying that day at Paradise Beach Club. At Costa Maya, we're actually renting a golf cart, and we're going to be running around the island of Mahawal on a red golf cart. In Belize, it's kind of still up in the air right now. We've not planned what we're going to do, so we'll see what happens at Belize. We may just port at Belize. I don't know yet. But long story short, you're going to get some great videos, 6 days on the ship, the Carnival Dream, also of the ports. And in between now and then, I'm going to give you videos of myself and news and tips and tricks and things that I have found to make things a little better for you. One thing I'll point out right now is over here on my shoulder. This little guy right here. Mike and Elisa, first cruise. That's it. And this is a wonderful picture of us where? Can you guess? Atlantis. We were at Nassau. But it's an amazing book full of pictures, right? It's a photo book. And it's an app called Popsa, P-O-P-S-A. And there's other apps out there I know now because I've seen those out there. But Popsa, what you can do is get on, download the app, and you can make a book. This is a hardcover book, obviously titled here. It is also titled here, so when it's on the shelf, you can see that it says Mike and Elisa's First Cruise, Key West, Bahamas. It was amazing. It was amazing. And so you can see that we did some pictures here. But what I did is about 20 pages on this guy. You can do from 20 pages all the way up to 120 pages. So what better way to commemorate a vacation, a cruise, a trip? So if you haven't checked out Popsa, P-O-P-S-A, check it out. It's an app download. And then you just upload your pictures. And you collate the pictures and design them however you want in your page. And 2 pictures or 4 pictures or whatever you want on one page. And then you pick your cover. And then you want a soft cover or a hard cover. And then you run from there. And you can keep adding pages all the way up to 120 pages. This was the first book I did. So I thought, hey, I'm just going to do 20 and see. I definitely think on our other books that we're going to do, we're really excited about creating some future albums, not only of our trips, but of our kids, because we got some great pictures that are like, this would make a great book. So check that out. Another thing today, and then we'll get off here quickly, cruisemaps.com. If you have not seen cruisemaps.com, it is amazing. I'm absolutely blown away. Now, I'm a nerd, I'm a geek when it comes to certain things, and this may not be anything for you, but with cruisemaps.com, you go on and you can order a map. It's going to have a satellite tracking, and it's going to show you exactly where you went on your cruise. Every single stop along the way. So for us, we started in Galveston. It shows that we tracked out to Key West. From there over to Freeport, to Half Moon Key, to back to Nassau, back to Galveston. And it tracks it out on the map, and it's a beautiful map with everything mapped out for you, cruisemaps.com, all right? And then you can also get a digital version. You can order it either framed or non-framed. I ordered it not framed, and then I framed it myself because I got a frame at Michael's for $55. Buy 2 frames, buy one, get one free. And so for me, we're going to do another map in December. So I went ahead and bought one and got one free. But on the site, you can also get it framed. All right, that's going to be your option there. But I will tell you, cruisemaps.com, it's amazing. We got our map in. I framed it the other day. It is gorgeous. Not only do you get to have the map of it, you're going to have a title down there. So I did the same thing I did on this one. Mike and Elisa's First Cruise, Key West in Bahamas. But on the other side at the bottom, it has the ship's name, the date that you sailed, how many days the cruise was altogether, and then how many nautical miles you went. And so it's really cool memento to throw on the wall and go, hey, remember that cruise? And if you're a big cruiser, maybe you got 40 cruises under your belt. Maybe you're not going to do that with every cruise. But for me, it's just something to commemorate a cruise. You don't go on cruises all the time, and for me, it is an amazing piece of artwork now on the wall. I absolutely love it. It's at the house. I put it in the office. You're going to see it in future videos. I am at my office right now, but I also have an office at my house. And so this is at my office where I teach. I am in Richardson. That is our home base. We live here in Richardson, Texas. If you don't know where that is the first city north of Dallas. When you come out of Dallas, Texas, the first city north is Richardson. So, that being said, guys, that's me. My name is Michael Merritt. I have a beautiful wife named Elisa. I have a bonus daughter that is 20, another bonus daughter that is 23. I have my son who just turned 30 in July. And other than that, I had 3 dogs and 3 fish tanks. And I have a medical business called Advanced Medical Training, which is, again, why you see this stuff on today. I'm going to be teaching my classes here in just a little bit at 8 o'clock starting up this morning. But I wanted to get on, give you a little bit about me, so that when you're checking out this page, you're like, why do I even care about this guy? Who is this guy, and why is he talking an American Heart Association shirt? Because I think we're talking about travel, but that's why I'm there today. So, that being said, my friends, I appreciate your time. I hope you find this page valuable in the future. I'm going to try to do my very best to give you everything I can, to give you the news, the tips, the views, and give you things that you could actually use, all right? Because that's what it's all about. Helping you have a better vacation and a better life. And I will tell you, obviously, I'll sneak some motivation and things like that in there because, hey, that's what I'm all about. Motivating you, getting you to what? Get to that next level. So, have an awesome and amazing day. Thank you for spending just a few minutes with me today. I hope you found this informative. I hope you found out that a little bit about me. And you're like, you know what? I may check this guy out in the future and see what he's got to say. So, with that being said, have an awesome and amazing day. Stay blessed, my friends. Next time. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.